When did it become like that? That tout scientist bola oui ka influence décision pays ni pour move en un virus, mané pour dire about un virus. Est-ce que pas bêtise si ka en place là? Nous tomber bien bas en place. Nous tomber bien bas. Côté nous ni docteur, nous ni mon qui supposé travailler laisser bagaille ça. So bonne information. Et moun ta pas même côté ces docteur. Il va côté pour qui pas connaître rien about rien. Même si moun sa te ka dizo c'est 5G ga cause corona. Yo pa ka di encore, te ka se bêtise yo te ka parler, yo pa connaître ça ka aller, yo te ka spécialement ka di moun c'est 5G ga cause maladie. Et ka chom yo ka do a different story. Et yo ka côté c'est moun ça. On n'y peut faire une décision whether or not on peut prendre un virus. Et on va côté moun qui pas connaître ça ka aller. C'est moun même si moun ça fait c'est 5G. Actuellement on va do un autre bêtise encore. Et on va faire une décision based on laisser moun ça. C'est un vaccin. It is coming from sources and places that have no idea what they're talking about. Because what we have now is a situation where there are a lot of people who are not sure and they want more information. But the people that they are listening to and the sources that they are listening to are very wrong and sometimes blatantly very ignorant sources. And sometimes it's when you listen to the reasoning and the logic of the people who are actually making some claims that is just coming out of just a bit of ignorance. And so it is very important that we carefully assess, really consider and take it seriously where we get our information from. Remember, at one point I want you to realize and remember. I want you to remember one time when there were people who were sending videos around the place telling us that it is 5G that is causing coronavirus. You remember that time? There were people who were convinced, who were passing around, sending these videos, saying that it was 5G that was causing coronavirus. And the thing is, you remember also when they were passing these videos that there were people in Europe and other places that were burning down 5G towers and poles. They were burning those things down. And they were convincing you, people from St Lucia and everywhere, passing videos, your friends and people that you know, circulating videos convincing you that 5G is caused by coronavirus is caused by 5G. Now I remember a situation where there was a guy who works for one of these companies from either Castries or Brasilia, but they sell things like biscuits and other snacks. The guy passes, they drive the vehicle from up north going down to all places like Dennery and probably even further. And he stops at every shop and the guy does not wear a mask. So one time I was asking him, why is it that you're passing through all of the shops from Castries going down without a mask? And the man was angry and he said that I was ignorant, that I do not know anything, and that 5G is what is responsible for causing the virus situation that we have, and that we are just ignorant, wearing masks and all of that. And so these people are very adamant about their convictions of things that they do not know and things that they do not understand. Remember that again, that the people were telling you all, the same people that were so adamant, convincing you that 5G was responsible for causing the problem with coronavirus. Where are those people now? And what are they talking about now? This guy was passing around And when I told him it was bad practice to live all the way up north and to come around here, there's a possibility that at every shop that he stops, he could be infecting the people. And he looked at me as if I was an idiot. And these are the people that pass around and circulate these videos. Where are they now? Now, that reminds me of a situation. I was around 10 years old, and my great-grandfather had a shop. So I was out there. And that was the first time I actually saw intercourse. So this lady was actually an alcoholic, and she was doing the dope with other alcoholics under the bananas close to the shop. And me and some other fellas actually saw what was happening. And this lady was telling people that there's some kind of medicine, some kind of medication that she makes using rum and some other things. And she was telling another lady that once you drink that medication, that you're not able to contract STIs. And so these people are convinced that what they're saying is true, and they have no idea what they're talking about. That reminds me of the situation in Africa, country in Africa, over the few countries in Africa where you had the Ebola outbreak, the Ebola situation, and people were suffering, people were dying, and the people were not going to the doctors. They were going to the how do you call them, the herbal doctors and witch doctors and things like that. Then the witch doctors started dying themselves. And then when they realized that they couldn't handle the problem, then they started going to the doctors. And so what we have is a situation where if we are not careful, one of these days we're going to end up in a situation similarly to what they are having right now. In this whole COVID thing that is going on, this argument, some of the people who are actually asking people not to take the vaccine or to rebel against the system. And it is not that I'm trying to support or advocate for anybody to take the vaccine. But what I'm saying is, among those people who are advocating that you should not take it, some of these people are naturally people who are very rebellious, and they rebel against any and everything. Just like the situation in America. Just consider the situation with like Black Lives Matter, for example, Black Lives Matter. The rallies that they have. There are people who go to these rallies and they have no affiliation really, no emotional connection or identity connection with Black Lives Matter. But they have other political axe to grind. There are other political things that they have, other political persuasions, other grievances that they have against the government. So they see those things as a punchline to jump on to cause problems in the country. And so in this whole COVID thing, those people who are passing around telling you do not take the vaccine, don't wear masks and things like that. Some of these people, these are rebels without a cause. These are people who just want trouble, and any opportunity to go against the society, any opportunity to go against the establishment, these people will jump on that. Some of these people do not stand for nothing really, and they have been opposing everything from the time you know them. These are some of these people are of the same kind of people where regardless of which government is in power, they always have a problem. They always criticize. They always have a punchline to hit regardless of which government is in power. And so some of these people who are in this thing are actually from that same DNA. People who just rebels without a cause, who see that as a cause to cause grievance and problems in the society. And so we have to be careful where we're getting our sources from. And the other thing that going back to that same guy, is he drives this he's not a driver, but I think he works on this truck. These guys are so adamant, get angry and try to convince people of all kinds of conspiracy theory. And you're talking about 5G. But the thing is, a lot of these people do not know what a virus is. They do not know what a bacteria is. They have no idea about the science of the operation of any of those things. But yet still what we have is, we have a lot of scientists bolawi. And the main problem we have with all of these things is, tout moun actuellement c'est scientist, tout book c'est scientist actuellement. Tout nom c'est scientist. And so that is one of the things that is happening. We have to be careful what we hear. And because some of those people just have access to blind. And some of these people, they have no loyalty to nothing. It's not like they love the society or they love people. They just want something to look for, a controversy. And so we have to be very careful with this situation, because some of these people are just looking for grievances against any place that they can get it. So the answer that you're going to come up with, whether or not to take the vaccine or not, it must come from within yourself. And you cannot make your decision based on people who are just looking for controversy. Some of these people who are telling you those things do not understand nothing about science. They do not know nothing, say scientists bolawi. And the dangerous thing with all of that is, say scientists bolawi vle fè akorde you connect clipper doctor right now. Se docteur anou le St Lucia akorde se moun sa pa connect anyen pou se moun sa. Moun ki spend around 20 something years kay l'école. Ka study se bay sa pa connect anyen. Mais c'est ou scientist bolawi ki pa jamais ouvan liv. C'est ou ki connect tout bay about virus actuellement. Et moun vle koute se moun sa an decision yo ka fè. One of the other things that we have to bear in mind that is very important is that we are living in an age, in an era where, although there is a lot of information, there is a lot of misinformation too. The same sources that can convey good information can convey a lot of bad information also. It is very important that you know the authenticity of the source that you're getting your information from. Ou pa ka just stand bagay from moun ek just kwe akorde san maj yo ye tout bêtise ou tan ou ka kwe. Se moun sa ki ka di se bay sa, on pou mande, se moun sa konnet sa yo ka pale about la? Ki authority se moun sa ni anles sa yo ka pale about la? Sou vle wanje modokaw ni yon problem. E pou mene modokaw ban mwen, se plito a ka regade pou kaw. If you have a problem with your vehicle, you take your vehicle to somebody that is skillful and qualified to fix up your vehicle. You find a mechanic and you take your vehicle to them. If you take your vehicle to somebody like me, it will be worse off than the way you bring it to me. And that's the problem we have. So many people want to make their decisions on whether or not to take a virus based on people that have no idea or nothing about virus in the first place. What is the structure of a virus? What is the structure of a virus? You do not know nothing about them things, but you want to tell people about COVID and all of these things. Comment virus can infect body? Comment they can tweet? Comment they can multiply en body? Comment they can serve on DNA? Pour replicate coin. Est-ce qu'on connaît ces bagages ça? Mais yet, ou vle ka parler accordé pour des moun accordé about COVID accordé connaît ou pas connaître ça ka aller. Quitter ces moun qui connaît ça ka aller parler about ça. When did it become like that? That tout scientists bolawi ka influence décision pays ni pour move en l'air virus, mané pour dire about a virus. Est-ce que c'est pas bêtise si ka aller en place là? Nous tomber bien bas en place. Nous tomber bien bas. Côté nous ni docteur, nous ni monde qui supposé travailler dans ces bagages ça pour bonne information et moun pas même côté ces docteurs yo ka côté beaucoup qui pas connaître rien about rien même ces moun ça te ka dire c'est 5G même ces moun qui regarder ça c'est 5G à cause corona yo pas ka dire encore parce que c'est bêtise yo te ka parler yo pas connaître ça ka aller yo te ka faire serment ka di moun c'est 5G à cause maladie et quand tu as une different story, et tu as écouté ces gens ça, on ne peut faire une décision whether or not on peut prendre un virus. Et on a écouté les gens qui ne connaissent pas ça, même ces gens ça c'est 5G. Actuellement, on a une autre bêtise encore. Et on a fait une décision based on ces gens ça. There's this video I want you to consider. Consider that video. A white woman goes in a store in America, and the people told her that she cannot come into the store because she needs to have on a mask. Madame nan commencé à babiller, à jouer, à force, à insulter ces gens là, à dire manière this that you pas connaître rien about masque là, on va accorder masque là pas empêcher mon malade là. Moun ka breathe in oxygen, breathe out carbon dioxide, tout marche comme. Imagine an ordinary madame, madame ça pas nurse, madame ça pas docteur, mais ils ont toutes te ka just voir ces vidéos ça around pour mon way. I got this video too from you all sending these videos for people to watch. A madame qui pas connaître rien about virus, a madame qui pas connaître rien about COVID, so ka côté et so ka passer vidéo pour montan. Zoni un docteur zo St Lucia. Moun qui allait l'école pour flipper 20 l'année. OK? Moun qui allait l'école pour faire docteur. Zoni yo ka 10 ans ça pour faire. Exo pas côté yo. Exo ka côté femme blanc en mais qui pas connaître rien about virus. Exo ka passer ces vidéos around. Et c'est mon zone, c'est docteur à zone St Lucia. Ma jamais ouais zo pièce passer une vidéo around. Ma jamais une vidéo from zo. Tu pas jamais voir une vidéo pour montrer pièce docteur St Lucia qui a expliqué about virus ça. Tu pas jamais voir une vidéo. Mais en ordinaire madame coin blanc, est-ce coin blanc? En femme blanc qui a complain about masque pas bon. Zone ça ka voir tout partout. OK? C'est toute bêtise zo ka fait. Moi quand montrer zo scientifically côté the Japanese la have proved scientifically that mask la ka travail. Except pas yo to sell. Argumentant moun ka men c'est you breathing in oxygen. And you breathing out carbon dioxide. You can parler about ça ka fait yo this, ça ka fait that. Definitely faut pas faire des masques. So il y a un effet alors. Mais manière yo ka parler c'est exaggeration. L'année moun avant zot de fait this actuellement. L'année docteur qui a travaillé les moun a de 10 hours surgery. 11 hours surgery, combien hours surgery? Et que les masques là en laine yo. Et c'est mon ça travaille pour 40 years. And then you still là toujours. So argument ça que va mener about this that. Ça va faire pièce science. C'est pas faire pièce science. Gardez pour l'autre bagaille pour dire. Il pas une ideal situation pour passer around avec mes masques non. It is not an ideal situation. But even before the corona situation, you used to watch news. We used to see the heavy pollution in places like China. Even before the situation, because of heavy industrialization and the smoke and dust in the air. Ou de ka wè moun China ka marche en city avec masse, même si masse en yo. Ou de ka wè. So right now, you can choose ça zopler ouais, you can choose ça zopler dit. Mais là fait décision, ça n'a d'où là. Mal là point quoi jour pour 2 point vacciner pas point. Not try mucho that whatever decision that you're going to whatever decision that you're going to make, you're going to make it from a place of good scientific facts and knowledge and experience. That you will not take it from scientists bolawi. Ou pa kay just koute sa ordinary moun ka do. An moun ki pa jem planté en pied fig. An moun ki pa jamais ouvert science book. You say you're astronomical authority St Lucia really. Already got it is so strange. It is very strange to me. When I look at this thing, it is a puzzle to see that people giving great credence to people who never open a science book. Moun ki pa même connaître structure en virus. Moun ki pa même connaître manière un virus ka répliquer. Mais on est plus confiance en ces moun ça. Puis ces docteurs là qui spend 20 something years l'école avant yo sa gen en travailler pour. Et ça a tout yon pied bêtise ka là. Écoutez, maka des point en pièce en bagay. Moi est-ce qu'à do that whatever decision nous ka point là, ou nous pour point information pour un bon shot, from un bon côté. Ou pas point information from scientists bolawi. Ou pas point information from a femme blanc qui a just parlé à da kababi dans son market Amérique. So c'est femme blanc ça qui va jamais peut-être faire pièce l'école à la pièce en science pour hommes il n'y a plus crédibilité que ces docteurs dans cette lycée. Moun qui allait étudier différentes places pour venir take care of vous. On n'a plus confiance dans un monde qui laisse parler bon là oui. Bon, belle allée merci. Again, maka des pour point et pas point. Mais moi ce qu'a try do that on est pour une information pour faire une bonne décision. Et ou pas avoir information from monde bon là oui. C'est le whole point à try mener by ça. Un monde qui est ordinary Amérique qui try instruire about ces bagages ça. Exonne plus confiance en femme ça peut CMO nous cette liste. C'est juste à côté c'est juste un mystery pour ma compagnie. Bon, l'autre point qui est dangereux. La style ni monde en pays à regarder dat la panique Covid. La panique rien comme la style ni monde qui a try do la ça pas exister. Bon, il est intéressant pour find out combien de monde qui really believe en ça. Because c'est une dangerous situation nous on dit dans si la ni a chay monde qui actually believe that la panique Covid dans pays. That say by black guy là or l'autre you can ascribe li pour l'autre bagay. C'est un dangereux situation. Si la na chay monde qui a fait that situation comment. Mais comme do la na chay monde qui a point by ça pour black la ni a chay monde qui a point ça because you need lot political acts to grind. La ni monde qui just en society a qui cause confusion. Et you just they jump on a bike pour cause roro. Et là ni monde qui n'est legitimate reason tout. Vous checkez là ni monde qui n'est legitimate reason qui a fait science. But pour ces scientists bon là où il y a pas dans chaque magie that you pas approve you pas même comprendre. Est-ce que si nous sommes dans une situation like if we had a situation like Ebola where the people would be bleeding profusely, you would be seeing blood coming from people's mouth or their nose and they would die, and you would know that's what it was, and you would be seeing the effect of it, and you would be hearing that community 20 people die or whatever. People wouldn't take that thing more seriously. And the dangerous thing that I'm really afraid of is in the future that we come with that same posture, that same mentality, and we lose a lot of people because of that crazy carelessness and because of that idea of listening to things from them scientists that we have in the country. because there will be other plagues coming. There'll be other things coming, and the thing is, we have to use this thing here as some kind of a foundation to really get information as to how to deal with these other things to come. Because if we continue with that mentality and the way that we listen to the scientists Bolawi, the way we listen to them scientists Bolawi, we keep up on it and hear about science, we're going to have some serious problems. Ou ka yon situation kote adan community ou tan adan jou an someone more from a malade. And then lemon check call you, you just total. We have to be very careful, people. The fundamental thing is, it is a very small economy. The capacity to really deal with some serious disaster is very limited. And so we really, more than any of these big rich countries, we really have to be putting things in order. And a lot of the progress that we could have made, it is being hampered by these scientists Bolawi. And we need to be very careful. Be very careful, because when pet of future, because si situation continue when we have a real epidemic, we're going to be losing a lot of people, because people are taking these things too lightly. People who have no idea of science are the ones that people listening to. Mun ki spend 20 something years to study for a doctor. Mun can dismiss yourself listening. If you are putting mun ki pa connect and hear about science. That's a dangerous thing. And I'm going to show you the experiment. A short thing that the Japanese did that shows you, and it proves that the mask work. It proves that the mask work. The scientists Bolawi and Nunian, scientists Bolawi. Why is it? When they say scientists Bolawi, say scientists Bolawi and St Lucia. Why is it that after you have gatherings of people who just move around without masks, why is there a spike every time? Why? And the other question is it that you do not believe that the test results are true? So si scientist Bolawi sa Nonia, sou kontine pou tese bok sa, la kanya chay problem an periya. Let me just put one situation. Just let's think about that. What if you have a situation where, let's just say for a week, for whatever reason, there is a whole heap of slackness, and you have like around 1,000 COVID positive cases in just 1 week, and now you have a new variant that is more virulent. What do you think will happen? What do you think will happen to the quality of the treatment that these people will receive if they overwhelm the hospitals that we have? The other thing is, with those people being treated, what do you think will happen to other people with other illnesses that need to be treated? Don't you think that they will be postponing some of those things? So that can wait, that's not really something that is pressing. We let that wait for now. That's what will happen. Now the other thing is about vaccine. All of us from the time we were born, we were taking BCG vaccine. No point lot vaccine, MMR vaccine, there are other vaccines that you take in the country. But moun ka fè akodi se premier fois moun pou vaccine. The difference is, in this case, it was a fasting. And I'm not going to stay there and attest to the quality of the vaccine or anything like that. I'm saying that this is not the first time that we have been using vaccines. My mom take up a vaccine. The thing is, we know that somehow there was some speed, and it is a genuine thing to ask whether or not that all the standards were met, and all the precautions and all the safety measures were met. That is a genuine thing to be concerned about. You understand? Now the thing is, one of the things that cause people to kind of have doubts about some of these vaccines, some of the concerns are genuine. Some of the concerns are genuine. I remember a long time ago, I was looking at a video, and there's a guy named John D. Rockefeller, a rich guy from America, and he has a foundation. And the guy, either he or his son or one of them were talking, and they were saying, and the whole concern about those guys is that the world, is that the population is too high, and it has to be controlled. But the thing is, when these guys are saying those things, the leaders that we have do not say anything about that. And that is the problem that is coming down to hand them right now. We saw last year or the year before, where two doctors from France, they were saying that they're going to try their vaccines or their medication on Africans. You understand? They were saying those things, and it was a shame when the whole thing came out. The other thing is the president of France, this Macron guy. Macron behaving like he's so obsessed with the population of Africa, complaining about African women having too many children, like that has anything to do with him. And these are the people that you have to deal with. Our leaders supposed to deal with those guys when they're making them crazy statements, because some of these fellas behaving like madmen. But what we have is the leaders that we have, when these guys go to the United Nations, they want to come back and boast that they spoke about the United Nations, and the particular party people want to boast like this guy spoke at the United Nations. But what the substance of this guy's speech is really nothing that really affecting humanity in any meaningful way. Because what happened is, we need to have a situation where at the United Nations, you address the people like the President of France. The President of France is a guy that talks a lot of foolishness. And so, when these guys talk about the complaining about population, and the population is too high and all of these things, and these are the reasons why some people have a problem with vaccines. Some people, and they have a genuine reason to be concerned too. We saw situations in Alabama, the Tuskegee experiment, where they were experimenting on syphilis. Said they were treating the people and the people were not being treated. There are genuine bad things that have been done to our people. And the people that we have representing us, these guys do not really care to address these things at the highest level. So because those things are not being addressed, there is a lot of concerns at times like these. And in some cases there is genuine reason to be concerned. So these arguments I can understand. When you bring up arguments like, if somebody tell you I'm not going to take the vaccine because of these reasons, I can understand, because these things make sense. But when you have lonely scientists go out with people and hear about science, people and hear about virus, and they're so convinced of the foolishness that they're talking about, that's a different thing altogether. Never forget that. Même si Munsa take a parle, these same people were telling you that the coronavirus was caused by the 5G. That's all of it. That's what they were telling us before. 5G, they said, was what caused corona. Actually, when you quit 5G, you got a lot bagay. Remember, the answer must come from within. I'm not going to tell people take it, not to take it. But basically and generally, the reasons that people have for not being interested in the vaccine, it is because they're listening to a lot of scientists Bolawi passing convenient information around. Now there are some doctors and trained people who do not believe in the vaccines. If you have reasonable scientific reasons for not wanting it, then I can understand, it makes sense. But if I have to take mon Paul Bolawi, mon ki ba konen tan yen about science, and about virus, bacteria, take vaccine because of this, because of that, you take the 5G, I told my son different story. You got to power mask because you're breathing in oxygen and you're breathing out carbon dioxide. You have to make a decision based on good information. There is a lot of information out there, and some of the information is trash. You have to check the source of the information that you're going to be depending on. It's just like drinking water. You can't go just look, water every day, everywhere. There's water everywhere, but sometimes there's not even a drop to drink, because if you drink them things like all my life, all land blow to part too. But you have to drink clean potable water. There's a lot of information, but some of them information are making nothing. I just say information are really net. It's not coming from a good source. So it's not try to convince you. Lana shy scientists Bolawi, Paul Bolawi, Betis, Kapale. And it is just so strange that people listen to those people over our own scientists and our own doctors. That you will listen to a woman talk about mass in America. The woman probably never opened a science book at a tertiary level, but you will pass her videos around. But our own doctors will tell you certain things and you will argue with them. You will doubt and debate. But you never pass these videos around. People in closing, I have more to say on that topic, but I'm going to stop for now. The answer must come from within. But get your information from good and credible sources. Like Dobot Kote, say scientists Bolawi sa, Kote ya. Même si moun te ka do se 5G ka fos bay sa. Ya kan chay se Paul sa, moun ka fe li di yon alay la se Paul Bolawi. Zone doctor la kote se doctor sa yo ka di so. Word, keep the fire burning.